Welcome back to another road to 3,500. Let me see whether I can get one step closer. Let's get to it. Okay. All right. Oh gosh, this looks complicated. Okay, 2 rooks each, queen each. Minor 2 knights for me. Bishop and knight. Okay, let's count the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 6 for white and 6 for black. Okay. Right, so I've got 2 pieces of hanging. Doesn't look good. Okay, so what does white have? White has queen takes my knight. Yes, queen takes rook. Okay, the rook in the corner is not doing anything on a1. It's kind of on prise. Okay, the bishop on e1 is protecting the knight. The knight is protecting key squares on g4 and h3 and h1 even. g1 okay. So the knight on c4 is on prise. Knight on g6 can jump to h4, f4. Wonder where that would lead to. Okay, and the knight on c4 is protecting the square e3 and d2, so the king can't escape. Okay, so it looks like black wants to somehow ensnare the king here. On the king side, white has ideas of maybe playing rook to a8, sorry, rook to a3, defending laterally, rook takes, queen takes, okay. And that knight on c4 is a little bit exposed, okay. What knight? Okay. So we've looked at some defensive plans and ideas. Okay, so the idea of black is to ensnare the king somehow. And white's plan is to use some of his pieces to defend key squares, etc. Can the king escape? Doesn't look likely. Okay, so first of all, I'm looking at the knight on c4. That's attack, so that can go to e3, d2. If it goes to d2 and then somehow it releases the defense of the knight on f2, so gobble, 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 rook takes, queen takes, rook takes, king takes, okay. And out of that transaction, I think white will gain 2 rooks and a knight for a queen and a knight, so not too much difference. But is it winning? No, maybe not. Okay, so my next guess is knight e3, check. Queen, king takes, queen f7, king takes, and it looks like the king has escaped somehow. So knight c4 to d2 or e3 doesn't look right. Okay, so what about that square on h3? It's somehow the bane of my existence. Knight f4, knight h4. Let's look at those. Knight h4, king f1, queen h3, king g2, and then queen g2, checkmate. Okay, so that can't be right. King, knight h4, king. Oh, pawn takes knight. I really wanted to play queen h3. Okay, so the knight's in the way. So let's get rid of that. So knight h4, pawn takes rook 1. Rook 1 f2, bishop f2, queen h3, king g2, king. How about knight e3 in there? Knight h4, pawn takes queen, rook 1 takes, bishop, bishop. Right, so I looked at one thing, knight h4, pawn takes, knight e3 first, then queen takes, then king takes f3. I don't think it works. King takes h3, queen f3, queen h3. Okay, so I'm trying to do it without the board. So knight h4, pawn takes, knight e3 first, and then king f3. Then queen h3 because the knight is pinned by the rook on f1. And I think that might be checkmate. So let's see if we can refute that. Knight h4. Knight h4. Pawn takes. Knight e3 first. Defending f1. So rook takes knight, and then queen, and then rook 1 takes f2. Bishop takes. Queen to h3. Queen to h3 check, king g1. Okay. Rook takes rook on e3 now. Now, what are we left with? No, I'm still down in material. Still down in material. Almost got knight h4, pawn takes. Okay, rook 1 takes f2, bishop takes. That was always the issue. Okay, so knight h4, pawn takes. Something like, let's try to make queen g4 work. So rook 1 takes, bishop takes, queen g4, and then king f1. Doesn't quite work. What was wrong with knight d2 then? Because I want to somehow keep that rook. So knight d2. That king somehow escapes to g1, so maybe I need that rook on f1. Yeah, so that's why knight f4, knight f4, knight f4. Knight f4, pawn takes. Pawn takes, rook 1 takes, bishop takes, queen. Still results in the same. tough, very tough. Got to look at knight f4. Okay, having considered this position after a long while, I just couldn't get all the tactics to work. Knight h4, knight f4. And then I thought, let's go back to the material count. Okay, so everything's fairly equal. I'm going to lose maybe the exchange here. So I kind of thought, there's a rook in the corner on a1. Maybe that should be a sign. So how about rook 3 takes knight, then bishop takes knight, and after that rook takes rook, then queen takes knight. I've lost a rook and a minor piece for a minor piece and a rook. Then I looked back again at knight h4, knight. I just couldn't see a way forward. So I'm actually going to play rook 3 takes f2. But is there anything else? Knight e3 even? No. Knight e3 and then here. No. Nope, still can't see a way forwards. Knight f4, just one more chance. What? Knight f4, pawn takes queen. Pawn takes queen here. Rook takes, bishop takes, and queen here. Then that there, and then knight. No, it just doesn't work out. So I'm just gonna play it. Hope for the best. This is just a practical solution. Oh no. Oh no, I've still got to keep playing. What about here? Oh, what about here? No, that doesn't quite work. I thought that was it. Oh no, I've got to continue. How about here? Does that do anything? Oh, the struggle continues. Oh, I was hoping that was it. Queen g4. Can I get my queen around to d1 somehow? That's an interesting idea. Oh, yes, I quite like that. Because after queen g4, queen takes c7, and then knight h4, f4 check. I think. Oh, I quite like h4 because it attacks h3 in case h3, queen g4, h3, knight f4, and then king has to go to h2, and then queen takes h3. Right. Is there anything better for white? Here, rook b1 doesn't work. Yeah, queen g4 prevents queen e2 as well. And then what about rook f3, knight h4, knight h4? If not, yeah, it's difficult to prevent. Yeah, so queen g4, bishop e3, and then knight h4, king has to move to f2, and then queen f3 check. Should be enough. I can't see anything better than that. Rook g1, knight f4 immediately takes, or h4 takes, and then bishop blocks. No, that can't be right. So it must be a two mover. So
to get to this point, I still have to continue, and I don't think a4 does anything. It could be stopped quite easy, I think. And b6 is quite quick, so I need to get on with it. Oh gosh. Let's do it. Gosh, why? Knight h4. King can't go to the first rank. King f2, and then queen f3. Please, please, baby, please. Oh, no worries there. Nice and easy. All right. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Donate if you want. See you in the next one. Ciao.